1955, an astronomer named J.B. Sidgwick wrote a manual for looking at the stars. On the surface, it was a highly technical guide about telescope apertures and cartographies of various different planets and compositions and how to look at the night sky. But if you read between the lines, Sidgwick wasn't just teaching people how to see craters and gas giants. He was teaching them how to pay attention. He was writing a manual on how to cut through the glare of a noisy world and why the most important things only reveal themselves if you have the patience to watch the shadows change. Today, we open his book. Come on upstairs to George's study as we unlock the secrets of my grandfather's library together, a place where high-stakes reality meets ancient lore, blended together with timeless classics collected over the years. My grandfather built his library with one principle in mind, always looking to the sky. A rich history of aviation, skydiving, space, and historical documents and books, together with my own collection of emergency medicine, mythology, gothic fiction, and everything in between. For those who value old paper and deep history, come down, take a seat, and let your mind wander. The library is finally open, and the secrets are waiting to be told. Our book tonight is Observational Astronomy for Amateurs. When my grandfather was reading this copy in 1971, the world was still recovering from the chaos of the Vietnam War. Spaceflight had finally happened. We finally landed on the moon, and we began to truly look to the stars as the next true frontier. If you wanted to understand the cosmos, you could do it from your own backyard in the freezing dark with a telescope and a map, like my grandfather did, teaching each and every one of his children and grandchildren how to look up at the night sky and point out every single constellation you could see, what stars were where, what planets were where, what galaxies were out there. In our book tonight, Section 2, Chapter 2, focuses entirely on the moon. He breaks down the work for an amateur astronomer into categories: cartography, studies of lunar rays, and charting lunar changes. But as he dives into the mechanics of the telescope, he hits on a universal truth about observation. Sidgwick writes, "Glare, which if unreduced may obscure the finer details altogether and can be overcome in various ways." He of course was talking about the overwhelming beautiful brightness that we see from a full moon on a clear night, washing out the details of the craters when you look up. Now, to see the true texture of the lunar surface, the astronomer has to use neural filters and reduce the aperture and purposely block out excess light. It's a brilliant piece of 1950s to 1970s science, but it's also the perfect metaphor. We live in an era of absolute glare, constantly blinded by the noise and the speed and the sheer volume of the modern world and how everything rapidly changes. Sidgwick's advice from 70 years ago still stands. If you don't actively filter out the glare, the finer details of your life will become completely obscured. Lessons that my grandfather learned and tried to pass on. But the most profound secret in this chapter comes just a few pages later, in a section titled Lunar Change. Sidgwick makes a bold claim about how we understand reality. He writes, "Serial observations are alone of value and increase in value as the number of lunations covered by the series increases. Thus, a general picture of the nature of the variation throughout the single lunation may emerge, as well as of possible variations at equivalent epochs in different lunations. It is essential that the material be extensive enough to eliminate personal, visual idiosyncrasies. It is impossible in theory and often difficult in practice to distinguish between changes of tone and changes of form." To think about what he's saying here, a single glance through a telescope is worthless. Taking one picture of a crater doesn't tell you the truth of it. It doesn't tell you how it got there, when it got there. Was the moon doing what it does best in protecting us every single moment? Because the moon is locked in an orbit with the angle of the sun constantly shifting. A crater that looks like a shallow bowl on a Tuesday night might be a bottomless abyss the following Thursday, purely because of how shadows fall. But Sidgwick understood that you can't just judge a landscape or a situation based purely on a single snapshot. Serial observations are alone of value. You have to come back to the eyepiece night after night, month after month. You have to revisit and relook and rewatch and relearn to continue to grow. You have to watch how the object changes over time, and you have to track the shadows just as you learn and grow. There's something so incredibly grounding about that kind of patience, that kind of unwavering perseverance to continue. In a world that demands immediate answers and instant reactions, Sidgwick's manual is asking us to just slow down, to sit in the quiet and be comfortable with it, to wait for the atmosphere to clear and filter out the glare and watch the shadows shift before we make up our minds, to continue to learn. Next time you step outside on a clear night and look up at the moon, remember that it isn't just a static rock. It's a shifting landscape, continually trying to become understood by whoever has the patience to watch and look up. If you enjoyed tonight's trip into the archive, please like and subscribe and join the Order of the Zenith. For those in the inner circle, there will be the raw cut of this without any of the interruptions. We plan to continue to go for longer cuts as we progress with this. The library doors are closing tonight. Stay grounded and reach for the sky.